Good afternoon, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a Black Friday Grand Solar Minimum update. That's November 29th at 3 p.m. Mountain Time 2019. The models are in, and a bomb cyclone is going to make its way across the U.S. this weekend and end in the Northeast on Monday, which will be their fun day. Heavy snow, travel misery, and worry on Black Friday. We have an avalanche warning, so you have nothing to worry about. Keep calm. I saved 100% today by not shopping at all. And that's a boom. How much did you save? Thanksgiving storm dumped snow on much of the U.S., and it isn't over yet, folks. Get some people still shoveling as we speak. Southern California storm watch. Snow closes I-5 and Grapevine, marring travel plans. Take a look at that. A strong winter storm lashed Southern California on Thanksgiving, disrupting travel plans on one of the busiest days of the year. Heavy snow shut down Interstate 5 through the Grapevine in Tejon Pass this morning. It's the major north-south freeway. Take a look at that. I wonder where that picture came from. Palmdale sees rare amount of snow on Thanksgiving Day, according to the National Weather Service. A wintry storm brought Palmdale 3 to 5 inches of snow during Thanksgiving, an amount forecasters haven't seen since 2011, which, by the way, was the last solar minimum. And then there's Albuquerque, breaking Thanksgiving Day snowfall, crushing it at 2 locations. The first here, 3.1 inches recorded at the Albuquerque airport. After 60 years of data, forecasters say the previous snowiest Thanksgiving was only a half an inch back in 2007. That's over 6 times the record broken at the airport. And then according to the Albuquerque Journal, you've never seen a Thanksgiving like that before. The Albuquerque area shattered the previous record for snowfall in what was the snowiest Thanksgiving in the city history. By midday, 3.9 inches recorded out the Albuquerque International Sunport, the official climate site, beating 1.5 inches set back in 1934. By more than double. Albuquerque taken down. Record-breaking snow affects valley residents in the Cache Valley on Thanksgiving Day. This is in Utah. Friends and neighbors came together on Thursday for more than a turkey dinner, but to help each other dig out after a record-breaking early-season snowstorm. Some of the reports from around the Cache Valley as far as snowfall since midnight Thursday morning include 13 inches. KVNU's weather reporting station. Other areas received even more snow, as much as 18 inches in Paradise and Petersboro, 21 inches in Hiram, 26 inches in Clarkston. The National Weather Service reports that snow is expected to redevelop in northern Utah, bringing possibly another 2 to 6 inches. The previous record snowfall for November 28th was 4 inches back in 1975. Crushing those records in Utah. Record cold could arrive in Las Vegas this weekend. People are stunned. Snowfall in Summerlin on Friday, November 29th. That's today. You feeling chilly, Las Vegas? Hilarious. Boy fed up with shoveling snow in Colorado Springs.
It shows exactly how we all feel about shoveling. This boy was out clearing. Forget about it. Not only will you see him throw down the shovel and plops down into the snow before giving up completely. Thanks to Rachel M. for sharing the video and giving us all a good laugh on this Thanksgiving Eve. Time to...
I'm sure he's sick of it, and it's not even winter. Imagine that. Are you finished shoveling? Get ready for another storm, Minnesotans. Mixture of rain and snow is expected to fall across the state. We're going to show you models where up to a foot or more, 16 inches in some areas. It could be scary as developing tonight into tomorrow, major storm set to bring heavy rain and snow across the U.S. through the holiday weekend. Look at that picture. It's blowing. Blizzard conditions here. We have avalanche warnings. I'm not kidding. Following message was transmitted at the request of the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. the area where I'm living, the avalanche danger is now level 4 out of 5. Avalanches large enough to bury a person are likely today, and some will run naturally. Intense snowfall and strong winds will result in very dangerous avalanche conditions. We have another winter storm warning for 12 to 24 inches, locally higher amounts to 30 above 10,000 on south-facing slopes with 40 to 50 mile-per-hour winds. Holy macaroni. And more than a dozen U.S. states from California to Michigan are under weather alerts today, and we're going to get to them. Coast-to-coast storm will dump more rain and snow during weekend travel. And ending, the exclamation point will be Sunday, Monday in the Northeast. So let's take a look. 4 states currently with blizzard warnings in the U.S. Those are the red marks on the map here. So we have northern Nebraska, western South Dakota, northeastern Wyoming, and one county out here in Minnesota. But winter storm watches and warnings are in bluish purple and pink, and they go all the way from southeast Arizona all the way up to Canada. Major storm to bring variety of impacts from western U.S. to New England through busy major holiday travel period. A major storm system will track from the Great Basin to New England through early next week. Hazardous travel conditions are expected from the Rockies to the northern plains due to heavy snow and strong winds. With localized blizzard conditions, those are the counties in red. Through the weekend, further south, severe thunderstorms possible from the lower plains to the Mississippi Valley through Saturday. Flash flood warnings and watches in south central Arizona currently. Click on your county for watches and warnings in your area. It could get scarier. And you can see here live the system building here in the Four Corners region is going to swirl and bomb down here, losing pressure rapidly. Here it's at 985 millibars, exploding in blizzard fashion. That will be Saturday morning. That's your warning day, Upper Midwest. Saturday afternoon. And you can see the snow spreading over a large area here at this point. All the way from Michigan back down to where I'm at. That's a big storm, and it's going to move east, with heavy rain and thunderstorms on the leading front and heavy snow at the back of this front. There's that number 9. Hello. Through your Sunday and into your Monday as it hits the northeast. Philly, the low pressure is going to move right through the city. And then on the backside, you should pick up some heavy snow up in New York State, Adirondacks, and other regions. Could be seeing some records. And some snow in Pennsylvania. Let's check the totals. Take a look through your Wednesday. So we have all of Saturday into Sunday, and then Monday, which is your fun day in the Northeast, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then another system will bring heavy snow. Look at these totals, these model totals out here in the Sierras. We could see some avalanche warnings and watches out there, definitely, as well as other flooding impacts. So we'll keep a close eye on that. The overall weather pattern, snowy if you're in the northern tier. Snowy if you're in the high mountains. Wait a minute. Did I just miss something? Where's Al when you need him? Yeah, I thought so. It's getting more expensive to eat, and economists are worried. Food prices are climbing fast in the world's biggest emerging markets, raising the risk of inflation and starvation. And there are even scientific journals with papers coming out that support this. This is a paper coming out in November of this year, identifying key driving processes of major recent heat waves. Heat waves lead to major impacts on human health, food production, and ecosystems, and blah, blah, blah. Now, the AGU Journal 100 here goes on to talk about some scientific facts. This is a scientific paper that the likelihood of extreme events has changed since pre-industrial times due to climate change. And then they go on to cite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sources which support the global warming narrative. And even in their abstract, they say here that recent climate change amplified the events and contributed 10 to 40% of these anomalies. And they're recent heat waves. So 10 to 40% of recent heat waves can be attributed to recent climate change in the form of CO2, global warming. And these are scientists that are getting paid, man. They're getting grants. But they didn't include these graphs. This is the average percent of summer days over 90 degrees at all U.S. weather stations since 1918. So you can clearly see here 0% human impact here. The trend has been going down since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. You have no effect on heat waves, folks. And then I went and got the summer percent of all days above 100. That would be a heat wave from 1918 to 2018. And you can see here the same trend is down. Back in 1936, there were 17% of days above 100. And this is all U.S. Historical Climatology Network stations. I just debunked that paper in 5 seconds. And now let's say that maybe it's global catastrophes are increasing. Here is the global reported natural disasters by type from 1970 to 2019. And you can see that natural disasters peaked here around 2006 during the peak of the global warming scare and have been rapidly decreasing. Global natural disasters by type decreasing since 2006. I don't know what else to tell you, except that they're lying to you. The universities, the journals, the papers, it's all a big lie. Just like this article on climate change. You'll know it's a big lie if it starts with climate change. That's like starting an article with, we're all breathing. Volcano eruptions promote global warming and CO2. Now, if you read the article, all it says is that scientists have proven that volcanoes cool the earth. But then it also says that scientists also believe CO2 warms the earth and volcanoes make CO2. So there might be a volcano that warms the earth someday, except all volcanoes cool the earth based on science. And the albedo effect, physics, and other shit that you just can't avoid. But the Express can't avoid propaganda and lying. The article says, the title says global warming. The article talks about global cooling. Who are they fooling? Nobody. National Geographic clearly wants us to pay for this article. It's been so difficult to keep it up here that I just may erase it. But a mysterious tectonic fault zone was found off of California using fiber optics. And when I did some research, I found that this technology of using fiber optics as seismograms has been in the literature for years, since as early as 2016. And here's the paper that National Geographic used to write its piece, Illuminating Seafloor Faults and Ocean Dynamics with Dark Fiber Distributed Acoustic Sensing. And basically what it does is placing sensors on the seafloor is difficult, but a sensor network is already there. It's in communication fiber optic cables. And so they're being allowed to be used for seismic research. And come check out the paper if you're interested in what's going on there. Thanks to Nine Reese for putting that up. And I don't know what this is from the University of Utah, but we won't look at it. Italy volcano, Mount Etna eruption risk mapped. Population at risk for 150 years. If you're worried about Etna erupting and you live near this volcano, the report published by the Geologic Society of America Bulletin says we must start by saying that the dangerousness tells us which areas may be subject to the threat of volcanic phenomena. The risk assessment, both in the danger and the number of people and goods that can be exposed to that threat. Now, experts decided to examine the risk posed by Etna as the population along the slopes of the volcano increases year after year. And it does not look good, folks. So the hazards were based on probable flow of lava as was attained by combining 3 different kinds of information. And there are so many people at risk just from this one volcano, let alone all the volcanoes on the west coast in Cascadia, British Columbia, Indonesia, and on and on. Popo keeps warning that population down there that it will go off in a big way. And people continue to move there, live there, and risk their lives there. Seismic update. No quakes of note. We have one interesting quake here popping off in the New Madrid, and that's not it. It's already off the map. But it happened over here in Missouri yesterday, 2.6 mag. Nothing else to worry about on the shake map. Unless, of course, you're Black Friday shopping. Then you have to worry about shaken baby disorder, whatever. Worldwide volcano news update. No volcanoes erupting of note. All standard activity. European Parliament declares climate emergency amid momentum for a Green Deal. Now, the reason that the government declares these things, like climate emergencies, is so that they can get policy changed. Period. Not because of science, not because of facts. It's because they love you so much they want you to pay taxes until you're dead. Which you will be, because everyone dies. Iran in turmoil has 45 shot dead by security forces in protests. More global unrest. More wars. U.S. life expectancy continues to decline for the first time in history. Well, back in 2014, U.S. life expectancy was 78.9 years. In 2017, 78.6, a loss of a third of a year. For decades, life expectancy has been increasing. And now, with the multinational corporation stronghold of Monsanto, Bayer, and others with their tentacles in the FDA and the EPA and in our government, all bets are off and you living longer, healthier lives. The poorest of you listening will die the earliest. But you don't have to. You can grow your own food and you can get away from this poison system of processed food and then mayhem and then hundreds of pharmaceuticals you have to take for the rest of your life when you could just be drinking your own coffee. Your own wild teas, your own food. And you could live longer. And we could put this study to shame, but it'll never happen. Too many sheep out there. Black Friday protesters shut down Amazon warehouse in protest of global mega sale claiming it harms the planet. Now, Amazon is saving the planet, if anything, if these alarmists believe anything. They don't have any stores, for goodness sakes. They're preventing people from driving their cars to Walmart and other shitty stores and polluting the planet with your plant food. So clearly they didn't think this one out. And then how much did it cost to locate this hay and these people? Anyway, I just got a package, so I had to get up. Sorry. More nonsense from the climate protesters. Black this screen out. Tyranny alert. Virginia to outlaw Krav Maga, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, Tai Chi, firearms instruction, and self-defense training under proposed law SB 64. If this has any modicum of the truth, and you live in Virginia, well, please call someone and stick your foot right up there. This is nonsense. And all you have to say is like, Constitution much? But they probably won't listen. Now, satellites tracking the status of nation's food supply will allow us to realize from the FDA and other agricultural sources.
America has always been a fertile land. Grasslands and forests and farms, from sea to shining sea.
You get the picture. And now crop loss and famine and thus and such. Come check out the models. The Goddard Media Studios Landsat Croplands Data Overview. I'll leave you links so you can pick up what they're putting down, and you can follow crop losses live using satellites. It's just that simple. How complex is the cosmic web? Well, if you use current cosmology to try to understand it, it's not going to work out. It's going to be very complex. If you use electric universe or plasma cosmology models, it'll make much more sense. I'll leave you the paper. It's worth a weekend read. You will be snowed in. Now, many of you have seen these reports on unprecedented stellar black holes discovered. A team headed by Professor Liu Sheng of the National Astronomical Observatory of China of the Chinese Academy of Sciences spotted a stellar black hole with a mass 70 times greater than the sun. Now, that doesn't work out for standard cosmology. In fact, it's so far out of the realm of what they thought that it ruins all of standard cosmology. And then you get all this stupid articles. Scientists have discovered a monster black hole. It shouldn't exist. And then you get idiots, mouth puppets are like, yes, well, a black hole ate a black hole. And then there's these black holes eating black holes. And it's big. And then you pay to go to college to learn that. A wide star black hole binary system from radial velocity measurements. Nope. Sorry. Your donut, your torus, is predicted by Birkeland currents, the Z-pinch model, the electric universe theory. And there's hundreds of channels where you can really get up to speed. Did you hear that I saved 100% today? On everything? It was awesome. All toilets at the ISS break down. Astronauts are forced to use diapers. Wow. I mean, technology at its finest. And a really shitty day. Can you imagine if you paid $90 million to go on a space flight and you had to poop your pants? That would be a boom. It would be really a boom. It would be a boom. Archaeology bombshell. 7,000-year-old find older than the pyramids. Wait a minute. You mean younger? I don't know where they're getting their information. But anyway, these amazing triple ring structures found in Poland are just awesome. You can see entrances and, oh my God, advanced structures. And look what's going on over here. 7,000 years ago. We didn't know how to farm yet. We were gathering and hunting. Gathering and hunting and gathering. But now we're shopping. It puts the Xbox in my cart or it gets the pepper spray. Now, you can shop like that, or you can prepare with theranch.com in the comfort of your own home. We even have a preparedness store on Amazon where you can take Jeff Bezos' portion and give it right to the Oppenheimer Ranch project. That's a boom. Hope you got something out of the video. Yep, and you can too. Be safe. We love you. And happy Friday.